What's up and good morning, guys? Welcome back to another video. Obviously, we're currently at the ranch. Today's another one of those hurry up and wait kind of mornings, unfortunately. Got a delivery of rebar showing up for the Rhino Ranch gate entrance project, but we really need to be on our concrete demo job that we have that turned out to be a much bigger monster than we had anticipated. So I've run down to the gate here to give you guys just a little update, and I guess stay here and wait for the truck to bring the rebar, but all the grading is done. The fine grading is done. Our base is put in with all of our DG. It has been compacted, and we are ready for some rebar here. You guys can see on our header board that we have here, this is obviously, we're going to do our first pour up to this board, and then we're going to continue on. Now, I know I've mentioned this in the last couple videos of us working on the ranch project here, and it actually pertains to what we're doing on the concrete demo job. I told you guys, most people would come in, kind of scrape the dirt or whatever's there, get it close enough to consistent, and then pour their concrete. Whereas we go for a consistent thickness all the way through. So currently we're going for a 6-inch thick slab. So based on our grade and how the driveway is going to fall that way as well as that way, you're gonna have a consistent 6 inches all the way through. When we get over to the concrete demo job, I'll show you guys where they did not do that and how that's biting us in the butt. Also, here's how nice and hard and compacted the DG is. Obviously, if you sit here, you're like, you can work your way into it, but this stuff is hard once you wet it and compact it. And yeah, we're rocking the work dudes today. All right, our rebar has shown up. Looks like we're already putting the service entrance to use here. See if we're just gonna throw it off the side or if we're gonna use the old piggyback forklift there. Well, it looks like we're using the forklift. Perfect. Thank you, sir, appreciate it. All right, y'all, now we can finally get back to actually doing some work. Today we weren't sure exactly what time the rebar was coming, so I didn't schedule guys to be here to start tying the rebar yet. Got them on another job, and now we got to get back to doing our demo. Now today should be pretty interesting. The homeowner's got another buddy coming in, or I guess another contractor, I'm not 100% sure. Friend, contractor, whatever it may be. And if you saw the property yesterday, it's up on a bluff over a big hill. And he claimed this guy was gonna bring a skid steer in and actually go down that super steep hill and grade out the hill for some reason. I'm not really sure. The hill's pretty graded out. I said I'll believe it when I see it. And I really wanted to get to the job site on time or early to see what this guy's doing and to kind of like make sure he's not messing up what we're doing. But unfortunately, waiting for my rebar all morning. He's already there. He's already been playing around with some dirt. I'm not sure what we're about to walk into, so. Well, we got Zach here. A nice diesel Mercedes. Let's go see if we got a mess. Oh, look at this guy. New boot goofing. New boot goofing. How many payments? 3 payments? We get off, brother. They're paid off?
Paid off.
Dude.
Look at that. You see that right there? Paid extra for that.
Made in the USA. Looking good, buddy.
Figured, you know, the one day I'm gonna be out here should.
Well, we got some competition here. I don't know if you hear some equipment running in the backyard.
I'm curious to see this guy go down this hill in said equipment.
Yeah, so I'm willing to bet. I have not walked back there yet. This guy did not go down the hill, nor is he going down this hill. But that was the claim, was this guy was coming in because he was willing to go down the hill that we're not going down.
I'm not doing it.
So yeah, here's some equipment running. All right, we got the new breaker dropped off today. This one leaks too? Or is that the lines?
I don't know. Is this thing open?
I don't think it's coming out of the hose because you see it dripping down there. All right, so I'm gonna let the old 272 here warm up. Hook up the new breaker, which of course is leaking, just like the old breaker.
It actually looks like it's leaking worse.
Yeah, the old one didn't leak when it sat before we started using it. So hopefully we get more than 30 minutes out of this one because that concrete's thick. There ain't no dropping rocks on it stuff. This was the hill they were supposed to go down, which clearly that's not happening. Even walking down this hill is super sketchy. Of course, nothing looks as steep on camera as it is in person, but good luck taking anything down this. I mean, just massive canyon hill here. So we're gonna hook up the breaker and hopefully this one works today. We're not really sure. Now, while Zach starts breaking that up, let me kind of show you guys what I was talking about over at the house is why, you know, you should grade something flat and have a consistent thickness of your concrete Let me show you kind of what I think they did over here on that other side. If you look down here on this side of the house, you'll see how there's basically a valley right there. So you'll see this yard slopes about there, and then there's a little slope to there. Basically what they do when they build tract homes, at least around here, they'll put the minimal amount of drainage to basically pass inspection. Right here, they slope it away from the house, slope it away from the neighbors. You create a little valley right there. And then before this concrete was here, this would have shot all the way out and provided enough drainage to get this thing to pass inspection. Then they sell you the house, and at that point you come in and you change that out or however you want to grade it. Clearly that side's been untouched. Now I'm assuming on the other side of the house it had a similar situation where there was a big V, but instead of bringing in base material to kind of fill that in and give a consistent 6, 8, whatever inch concrete slab you're going for, I think they just poured a flat slab over top, which means at the edges it was like 6 inches thick. Then as it got towards the middle, it got to 8, 10, and I think in the middle here we're gonna find about 12 inches thick of concrete, and then as it goes to the other side, it goes back up. Now if you guys watched the other day's video, you'll see, if you look right here again, we're about 6 inches thick there. See right there, that's about 8+ inches, and I think we're gonna get to 10 to 12 in the middle. So it turns out what's going on with the other guy being here, I guess that's who the homeowner's choosing to do the concrete. Typically, we'll do the breakout, put the concrete back in, but we aren't the cheapest option. Now, do I think we're the best option? I do, but I understand budgets are budgets. So this is a homeowner's friend here. He's gonna be putting the concrete back in, so he's doing a little bit of grading on the side yard over there in anticipation of his concrete coming in. Meanwhile, we're doing all the breaking out over on this side. She don't like to be laid back horizontal there.
No, that's where all the fluid pours out.
Yeah. Jeez. Every time you lay it flat, this thing just dumps.
Dude, it's funny. You'll see it and it'll start to splash out the other hole.
So we got a drain line that runs through here. I believe this is the end of that line. We'll poke around a little bit just to make sure. We're gonna get all new landscaping, hardscaping, new drainage. That drain line comes all the way through the center here, and you can actually see the crack in the concrete that goes up to that next drain there. And the reason this cracked is because they didn't put the drain below grade. The drain was on top of the grade, and they poured the concrete kind of around it. So concrete's 8 inches thick in some spots, but you'll see right here, the concrete was probably about 5, 6 on top of the pipe, and then it went back down to about 8. And I know I've talked about creating fulcrum points in the past. Well, right there you created a fulcrum point where that concrete is not as thick, and then it goes as thick. That's like the perfect spot where it's gonna wanna split and crack. So again, no surprise that crack runs all the way down where that drain pipe is to the other drain. And then I'm not exactly sure where this goes, but we're gonna guess it keeps going that way. So in this little walkway, from what we saw over there, there is no mesh. It's just like it does a weird roll right here where it gets thicker. This is where the mesh starts. This AC unit was supposed to be removed today, so we're just gonna kind of pop around it. I should be able just to pick this whole piece up again. This is only like 4 inches thick with no mesh. Yank this out. I might actually be able to slide this out from underneath the AC unit. You know what? Follow this crack, Zach. Yeah, and then let me see if I can get a little hand in there, and maybe you hold the AC unit where it's at, and we'll slide the concrete out from underneath it. Got a lot of faith in our abilities right now.
I mean, what's the worst that happens? Freon goes everywhere?
Well, no, they've already drained the unit. Yeah, so there's nothing in it. That's just...
It's just still hooked up. Oh, it doesn't even have power.
Yeah, so we're good. I think we just slide out from underneath it. We probably could. I don't want to rip the lines out of the house, and I don't feel like disconnecting lines.
I would be worried about it taking all that.
Yeah, I don't want the liability of the AC unit. So we're gonna go back to our Harbor Freight rock guard here. We're getting close to these windows. This being a bigger hammer, it's actually throwing significantly more concrete around, so we don't want to break any of these windows. So we're gonna put our moving blade, get back around here, and it worked really great yesterday for the 30 minutes that the breaker worked for us. I don't remember what the downside was. I'm gonna guess the side that's all torn up. This hammer's a lot bigger. Don't know if this is gonna hold. Didn't really get a good bite there. A for effort. Oh, dude, I'm gonna make another one of my another one of my duct tape straps here.
Tape ties?
My tape ties, we're gonna call these tape ties. Just go around there. Grab that hydraulic line there. Loop it back around. Tape it to itself. Ain't going anywhere. Actually very surprised that this tape sticks on the moving blanket. Shout out to
3M, dude.
Todos los climas. All weather. See what we got here. Let's see what we got. Oh, beautiful. Well, I guess I don't know what happened at this point. They decided to pour concrete all the way around the pipe for some strange reason. So we were doing a great job of preserving the pipe the whole time. But yeah, obviously, again, this pipe is gonna come out. I just don't like to start yanking pipes because you never know if they're tying off anywhere else, especially drain lines. And if you rip it out from here, you won't even see that you completely disconnected it like 40 feet away. But yeah, that's an interesting, maybe they didn't have a coupler and they're like, get them close and pour concrete around it. Of course, we talk about grade variances and things cracking. So obviously, this little walkway right here coming out of the door, it's about 4 or 5 inches thick, and then you go down to your 8-inch here, which of course creates that fulcrum point. So it's no secret that it was gonna crack right along this edge right here. You know, that ain't no secret. The concrete I'm about to pour at my house is gonna crack. It's just what it does. You wanna control it as best as possible though, and kind of eliminate troublesome areas that you know are prone to cracking. There also should have been a lot more joints cut into this concrete. So we're just gonna, let's see if we can cut this right here. Maybe, oh, tear, there we go. All right. We're gonna put this pipe right over here for now. Take our strange big chunk over here. So we're gonna have Zach break just a little bit past the corner of the house here so that whole piece is completely disconnected from anything over here and it's not gonna bind. Then we're gonna try and do our pull while keeping the AC unit there type of thing. I don't know if it's gonna work. This is gonna be fun. I think we got this though, buddy. Oh, she's moving. She's moving. We're losing a little bit of door casing there because they put it right on the concrete. I'm gonna pull it back this way. Or that works. Oh, we are free, buddy. Yeah. Great work, buddy. Great work. What'd you find? A lizard? Snake?
Good thing it's empty.
So we actually would have been all right on this door jamb door casing, but somebody decided to put the concrete above the stucco lath there. So that came with it, and unfortunately, you know, we had a little casualty here. We were doing so good. So actually, you know, little pop back in there. Now this little walkway has no wire mesh in it, so we're gonna put that in our clean pile over here. So obviously we're gonna have a clean load of concrete, and then we're gonna have a load that has the wire mesh in it. These loads are gonna cost more than the clean loads, so that's why we wanna keep everything separate. Now, is it weird that there's somebody else here doing work while we are? Not really. It's not uncommon for homeowners to have friends that can do certain things cheaper, and as long as it's not something that's like gonna structurally affect what I'm doing after or anything like that, I don't mind. I mean, if you got friends that do it, use your friends that do it. It honestly works out better for me because I've been putting this project off for like 2 months because we've been so busy on other stuff. The homeowner's been like begging me to come over here and break out all this concrete, so the less time I can spend here actually works out better because that means the more time I can go back to my other projects, one of which being the house, 2 or 3 of which being all the vehicles we got coming into the shop to get work done. Perfect timing for us. The HVAC guy has shown up now to remove the condenser. And apparently we've been lied to about that thing being empty because he just cut the line right now and it is blowing stuff everywhere. Now, if you guys remember yesterday, we had to break out a lot of the concrete just using a big old heavy chunk like that to drop on it. And essentially the pieces came out really big. So to make it easier to load in the truck as well as take up more space in the truck, first it's just leaving a bunch of air. Zach's now going through the pile here and just kind of breaking up all the big pieces, making them all smaller. We could probably take our blanket off at this point, but I think Zach likes it now. All right, guys, we are down to our last little bit here. It's just this last fence post that unfortunately has a pretty good sized footing underneath it, and we don't want to smack the post into the house right there. We don't want to tear up that corner shrimp piece, so I'm not really sure how this is going to come out. She's been fighting us for a minute here, and we're kind of locked in on both corners. See if I can push it a little bit. If that'll do anything different, we might have to. Alright, we're just going to dig her up, and hopefully there's no water lines in here. I saw a sprinkler line coming through earlier. Let's do a little repositioning here. Come on, booger. There we go. Alright. Whoa, 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 whoa. Watch the house. Watch the house. Now we pass this off to Zachariah for him to break it up here. Got some precision surgery going on right now. And just like that, the concrete is out, and this is a lot of concrete, guys. This is an absolute ton of concrete. I mean, you can see the pile next to me. It's taller than me. It keeps going, and all this stuff is super, super thick. Chris, what do you think, buddy?
Easy day.
Easy day? Easy day. So we went this whole project without hitting one sprinkler line. And, you know, we anticipated there was probably something in here, but didn't anticipate that along with putting the drain basically in the concrete, they also put the sprinkler pipe in the concrete. You can see it's embedded in pretty much every piece here. And it was just that little tail end right there when we were pulling it out. But yeah, don't do this, people. Don't do this. That's not a good idea. So tomorrow, James is bringing the dump trucks and we're gonna start hauling all this out of here. Should be interesting. See you guys in the morning. Well, guys, today has not been a good start. Unfortunately, last night or super early morning, we're not really sure. Something came up, coyote, mountain lion, and unfortunately got a very beloved member of our family, which was Honey, our little tan goat. You can definitely tell the herd knows something's going on weird today. Unfortunately, there were 4. Now there are 3. Honey was definitely one of our favorites on the ranch. She was the sweetest animal here. Absolutely sucks. I know that's part of ranch living. Unfortunately, living this life and having animals, there's gonna be loss at some point, and it sucks. I'm an animal lover. Gave her a proper burial this morning. Looks like we gotta ramp up our predator hunting around here, and I'm gonna get whatever got her, that's for sure. So amidst the bad news this morning, we still gotta go to work. Today's our big concrete haul day. Getting all of that concrete out of that project. We got James bringing the Super 10. All right, y'all, so we made a big boo-boo. We were kind of under the impression that they were all dead already. But yeah, apparently these sprinklers kicked on and flooded this area. And the crappy part is this is where we're gonna be traveling all day. We tried to preemptively build a ramp last night. That way we're not chipping up this edge of the concrete, even though all this concrete is gonna be coming out in the next phase, but for now this is staying, so we don't wanna tear it up. James is grabbing some of the dirt over there, trying to fill it in and soak it up, but the dirt out here, it just literally just starts to get spongy. This stuff is mushy. If we had to travel just once or twice today, it wouldn't be a problem, but we're literally gonna be going back and forth here probably, I don't know, 50 or more times, so it's gonna be an issue. We don't want to track all this mud out onto the driveway either, because it's gonna be a pain in the butt to scrape off and clean. At some point here, if this doesn't dry up, we don't really have a choice. Now while we wait for that to kind of dry up and hopefully get a little more firm, we're gonna see if we can get James's truck backed up around this pretty sharp curve here in the driveway. I know it doesn't look as sharp on camera as it does in person, but I already laid this light down. These are all low voltage, so they're not solar, so they actually are all wired up. Put some concrete around it, so hopefully he'll bridge that gap. You guys can see just after one bucket load there, just how much mud is getting tracked out on the driveway. And again, it's just gonna get ground into the driveway, stuck down to where we're gonna have to come scrape it at the end of the day. But good news is we opted to not put James's truck over there like originally planned. We're putting it over here so it's closer, less driveway for us to get dirty. All right, we got the first load done. These trucks hold an absolute ton of concrete. Off to the concrete recycling plant he goes. So we had kind of anticipated that the clean stuff would take 2 loads, and now that we're looking at it, that's not another full load for his truck. And money-wise, it makes more sense just to send a full load, even though it's gonna be mixed with some of the dirty stuff, which is gonna cost us a little more at the dump. But time-wise, labor-wise, trucking-wise, fuel-wise, it makes more sense to mix it. So from here on out, they're gonna be dirty loads, but I think we'll be all right. What do you think? We got about 1 more load,
I'd say
2,
3.
hopefully 3. Yeah, hopefully there's no cleanup load or anything like that. We did find one pier that we had missed yesterday when scooping through all this and breaking it up into little pieces. So, old leaky, the breaker's still here. Zach will get it broken up right now, get the metal out of it. All I gotta say, guys, is James is a master of loading his truck. This dude's so quick. Like, I mean, we're all nervous about scratching his truck, but this dude flies.
Yeah.
All right, y'all, we're getting an exclusive here. All right, James, you're one of like 4 people that have ever driven me in my life.
All right.
I think the good thing is these big trucks, I don't get car sick, so we're good.
All right.
What happened to our mirror up there?
Dude, the dirt road, because of how the thread is, the mirror wants to pull this way, so it loosens. That one stays put.
They kind of shrink everything on the passenger side here, huh?
Yeah, sorry about that.
I got my little space here.
Dude, it used to be so much worse.
Really?
My dad had like a 78 feet. I mean, it was old. And he used to have this big metal heater box that came out.
Jeez.
It gave you hardly any room. And it like cooks the passenger.
So does this thing tell you how much weight we got?
Yeah. Well, more or less.
Gotcha.
So like this gauge right here, when you're going up a hill, it always registers as less.
Right.
But so basically, like I got the booster axle down right now. So see how it's like kicking at 60 psi.
Right.
That's not like a correlation that it weighs 60,000 pounds, but I've been on the scales enough to know that pressure, when it's at 60 psi with the booster axle down, I'm at about 59,000.
Gotcha.
Which is right about legal limit.
All we do is legal limit, Shane. That's it.
Oh, I know.
Everything's legal.
Yeah.
No, I'm no trucker, but it stays like this. I'm glad I'm driving automatic. Just in general.
This one's easy too.
Well, what gear are you in by the time we're actually like moving?
I would say above 10 miles an hour, you're like in 5th gear.
Jeez. All right, we've made it. Dude, this thing used to be piled like above the road.
It's wild. All you gotta do is get one big contract and it'll be gone in like 4 or 5 days.
Ain't a whole lot to these places.
Yeah. Wish I owned one of them.
So James is running inside. We're gonna pay real quick here. Looks like they're loading up a drilling rig. No joke, guys, this place used to be piled up. You can see the road height about right there. This place used to be piled up way above the road. And apparently they've just been hogging it out.
We're having a dump truck's a lot nicer than a dump trailer.
Don't have to get out at all.
Nope.
There's also one thing I don't understand. People need to understand more. Look at like the little roll-offs that haul concrete. Look at the little pile he's gonna leave versus hiring a guy like James, where it honestly ends up costing you about the same.
Yeah, they charge the same for that as this. Maybe like 20 bucks less.
Yeah. And we just hauled way more than that little roll-off hauled. And you can continuously dump all day. Those guys ain't gonna do that for you.
Nope, and he's still working and we're out of here.
Right? All right, Joe, we successfully made it back. We think we got one more full load and then maybe a half load clean up. Enjoying your one little spot of shade? Load 3 is on its way out. We're gonna load the breaker up into Zach's truck. He's gonna return that to the rental yard. Nice and gentle now, nice and gentle now. Zach, here we were talking crap about this thing leaking. This is the good one, man. This one causes cancer in California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had the good one the whole time. She ain't going anywhere. Well, this day just keeps getting better and better. There's water there again. So the landscapers had took off. I figured they were capping the sprinklers. So Zach took the breaker back. I ran to go grab some food real quick and come back. Landscapers are back, and I guess they were turning on the valves to see where it was leaking, and well, reflooded where we were going with the skid steer. So we got like one more truckload, and now we're back to having a swamp. And now we're racing the clock here. The concrete recycling yard closes in 1 hour. It's like a 20-ish minute drive to get there. So we're gonna load the truck and hopefully make it there before they close. And of course, James is over there fighting it. That water might have just killed that plan. All right, he's out, he's out. Good news is it's starting to dry up a little bit. James is in straight warrior mode right now, dude. I've never seen a truck get loaded this quick in my life. We got like 10 minutes that he gotta leave to make it to the yard. Ooh. Trying to stay far out of his way here. We've got all of about 5 more minutes here. We're gonna count the loads he pulls off in 5 minutes, but so far it's been impressive. I think he got this far in less than 10.
You guy's an animal.
Yeah. What's funny is when we first got here, Zach's like, God, dude, James is so quick. But James just put it into like a whole nother gear right now.
He's in rabbit mode.
Yeah. Now we know this last load isn't gonna take all that's over there, but we're hoping to get this load to the recycle yard, and then James will take whatever's left there. He's nice enough to take it to his house, and he'll just crush it up there for us. Otherwise, it's like day 2 of trucking. Trying to go for 1 day here. 1 day of trucking. He almost drove off with me in the dang truck. He ain't wasting no time.
Hey, at least he asked.
Yeah. Now, for everybody that kind of sees what I do in a day through like Instagram and stuff, this is what we really do. We're waiting on James to come back. So in the meantime, we're finishing the next YouTube video, thanks to Zach's Wi-Fi hotspot in his pocket.
You done using my datas?
Nah, we gotta use all the datas. I got you. What's data go for? About a penny a gig nowadays?
I don't know. I'm over anyway.
So yeah, this is trying to run a YouTube channel, run a business. Oh, today is also like a big order day at work for it. So after this, we go straight to the warehouse and we start doing work orders. It's a very busy lifestyle.
Never stops.
All right, here we go, guys. Last load. Believe it or not, in between us fixing our ramp here and James coming back, the gardeners turned the water on again. They're gone. And I think we're hopefully had enough time to dry out. Now James is generous enough to not only take that last load of concrete to his house and crush it, but he's also gonna be hauling my Mini X back to my house for me, which is super awesome. Keeps the wear and tear off my truck. Now, I've never loaded it on his trailer. This should be interesting. A lot steeper than mine. He's pushing the ramps over for me. I feel like James's feels less sketchy than mine. I don't know, James, that's a good looking combo. You sure you don't want a Bobcat?
I'm good.
All right, well, I am super stoked to see that giant pile of concrete gone. Again, a huge thank you to James for doing all of our trucking, plus the skid steer rental, plus just really he jumped on the skid steer today and did most of the loading. So we definitely do appreciate that. At this point, I believe the homeowner's friend's gonna be taking over and doing the rest of the grading, getting ready for concrete and all that. So we're gonna call this one a wrap. All right, y'all, James is out of here. That's a good looking but heavy load right there. He's fully loaded plus the trailer. I think I said it in the last video. That's the next level cool we got to get to one day. Chris is almost there. Chris got the dump trailer. So with that, guys, we're gonna wrap up. Again, a huge thank you to James, a huge thank you to Zach for working with me the last couple of days. Make sure you guys go check out James's channel, Get Muddy, here on YouTube. Makes a lot of cool video content with his equipment, with his business, all that stuff. So make sure you guys go give him a subscribe. If you'd be so kind, please give this video a like, a thumbs up. Also, please check out workforapparel.com, because if there's anything you want in this life, you gotta be willing to work for it. You guys are the best. I'm out.